In the bottle, I feel like the shade looks a lot darker than it actually translates on the skin. I just wanted you to see me looking all colorful and whatever. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a very colorful one, as you can clearly see, because we are doing a full-ish, as much as I possibly can, face of Black Opal. Because what I realized when I mentioned Black Opal foundations, anytime I say that, everyone always thinks of like the stick foundation or the full coverage liquid one. No one ever really thinks about this. This is the Even True Flawless Liquid Foundation. I actually really like the way this performs, so I thought I'd come to you with a wear test and show you how it holds up throughout my entire day. I am starting this video pretty damn late. Like, this is later than any other wear test I have ever begun. We are starting at 4:30, but I will try to go for 12 hours to show you how well everything holds up on my skin. So if you want to see that and more, then just keep watching. I will just insert clips of me using the products as I'm talking about them. But step one is skincare. This has been my go-to skincare tool since I received it like 2 months ago or something. I literally use it every day. It is amazing. I used it to the Even True Skin Perfecting Cream Cleanser. It's a milk cleanser, which means it's like gentle on your skin or whatever. It is a Black Opal product. I prefer things that exfoliate as well as clean my skin, just because I don't want to do it twice. But yeah, this is a very gentle one in case you have like sensitive skin or something. This is really good for you. I did use them together and I have no complaints. My skin felt amazing after. Second thing, again, is skincare. This is a base that I use underneath all my foundations to make them look absolutely flawless, just to give me like really supple, soft skin. Finally, into the foundation. Now, I don't think this is the right shade for me. This is in the shade Carob, and I think it's a little too dark for me, maybe 1 or 2 shades. So if you are my shade, this may not be the right one to pick up for you, which is why I changed so you can actually see the face compared to my body, because I feel like even with the super light concealer, it's still looking a little bit darker than I prefer. But it is a really good foundation. You'll see in the demo that I only use a very small squirt on my hand, and it actually spreads all over my face. And I feel like even the quantity that I picked up was a bit too much, because it's super pigmented, so a little bit goes a very long way, and it feels so comfortable on the skin. It's literally a cream formula foundation, so it's not like runny or liquidy. And when I use the Black Up products in the Black Up video that I'll link up here, I feel like this is actually a complete dupe of the full coverage foundation, and this is like half the price. I'm not sure exactly what the prices are, but as usual, everything is literally sold at Linton's, so you can pick up most of the products that I'm going to talk about today at Linton's at like 2,000 shillings is basically the range for Black Opal products. But yeah, I really like this. I wish I could get my perfect shade, because I actually did do hand swatches of like the hazelnut and the nutmeg and like a few shades around this one, and for some reason I thought this would be the perfect match for me. But now I'm feeling like it's a little too dark. I can make it work, but you know, if you are my skin tone, you may want to look into other shades. So I did use a powder foundation to set the concealer like underneath and around my eyes, and this is in the shade Medium Deep, because this is the one that's a little too light for me to like use all over my face. And you can see how much I love this product because I have reviewed it, and I'll link it up here as well, because I've already hit pan. Granted, there isn't much product in these packages is what I'm figuring out, but I love this foundation so much. I 100% recommend it, and you can use it in a lighter shade like to set your concealer underneath your eyes to prevent this creasing that always happens for me. So yeah, I absolutely love these. And then I went in with a darker loose powder just to set the rest of my face and set everything in with my Maybelline setting spray, because I love this spray. Oh, I can't believe I moved on to powder before I talked about concealers. So I have 4 concealers. I only showed 3 in the demo because these are the main ones that I was using. I love keeping this one. This is the Even True Conceal and Brighten Under Eye Concealer. I hate this little roller ball that they have attached to it, because I always feel like it never quite removes enough product for my liking. But what I did with this other one, which is a brighter shade, which is what I used underneath my eyes. This is in the shade Honey, by the way, the one that I use underneath my eyes. Beautiful Bronze is my like skin tone, skin shade concealer vibe. What I did was I actually broke the side of the concealer. I don't know if you can see that over there. I broke the side, so when I squeeze it out, product actually comes out, and then the roller ball just spreads it around. So that's a quick tip if you have this concealer and you hate the roller ball as much as I do, because that's just a packaging fail. It doesn't actually allow enough product to come out, which is very frustrating. But I actually use this underneath my eyes, and I was surprised at how much I liked it, because before I always found like it doesn't have enough coverage for me because it is a pretty thin, light formula. But I do feel like a bit of darkness is peeking out underneath my eyes, but not too much, so I don't really have much to complain about. These have pleasantly surprised me. I do like keeping Beautiful Bronze in the car, like as I'm on the go. I've been using this a bit more frequently lately, but I do like keeping this because whenever I wear like spectacles or shades or whatever, when I arrive where I'm going, I do need to touch up my nose area. So I just like swipe, pat with my fingers, and like I'm sorted. So I actually really do like these concealers. And the full coverage concealer, this is actually in my shade. This is in the shade Carob. This is a perfect match to my skin tone. So when I don't want to wear foundation, but I do want to cover like the dark circles around my eyes, any unevenness on my forehead, around my mouth, I just spread it around very sheerly over those areas, and I can go through a foundation free day with just this concealer. I really like the coverage of this, and it does have quite a bit of product in it, so it is quite a steal. But I used to love this underneath my eyes, and then all of a sudden my skin, I think, just got tired of it or something, because all of a sudden my under eyes were getting so dry and like crackly and cakey and whatever. It started looking horrible. So yeah, I stick to this only when I have no other makeup on, but if I want to look flawless, this is not the ideal under eye concealer for me. And the stick one, I actually got this because I thought I would absolutely love it, but I feel like for my dry skin it's just a little bit too matte. This is in the shade Toast, and I thought this would be like perfect for brightening the center parts of my face, but again, it's a bit too thick and like too dry for me. So I feel like if you have oily skin, this might be perfect for you, but for someone with dry skin like me, like no, I used it once and I just gave up. Also, another thing that I skipped over is brows. Now Black Opal has a brow powder. I don't think they have any like pencils or pens or anything like that, and I hate using powder in my brows, so I didn't even bother attempting to do it today because it really irritates me. And I've discovered my new favorite thing. I will literally mention this in every video because I do my brows in every video, and I am obsessed with the way my brows are now looking since I switched over to the Jackie Mgedo brow pen. So yeah, this is what I use for my brows consistently. I will never again touch anything else, especially a powder that frustrates me so much. Like, no thank you, I'm not interested in powders. I just love the results that I get with a pen. So yeah, and I am in the middle of like shooting a 3 looks 1 video type of style situation for this palette, so this is what's on my eyes. And also my highlight is this shade, which I absolutely love. I am obsessed with how good this looks on the skin. That's where the eyeshadow is coming from, because I don't actually have any Black Opal eyeshadows. I don't think they're big on that. So, and I have 2 mascaras from Black Opal. Now this is their latest one, and I hate that it gets a bit clumpy right at the top, especially when you're pulling it out, but as you're putting it back in, I think it like sucks all the product back in. But I really do like this one for my upper lashes because it adds like really good like fullness and definition to that. But because I wear false lashes a lot, you won't be able to see that in this video or in a lot of my YouTube videos. But on a day-to-day basis, like I don't wear falsies when I'm going to a supermarket or something. The next Black Opal mascara that I have is this one with the tiniest wand, and this is actually perfect for like combing out my lower lash line like lashes and like adding fullness and definition and everything. I tend to alternate between that one and the Maybelline Big Colossal because this actually fits on my lower lashes absolutely perfectly as well. So yeah, between the two of them, you can't go wrong. Black Opal also has this automatic eye pencil that I actually really enjoy because it doesn't smudge, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge. It's very pigmented and there's no sharpening, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I also use this on my lower lash line. And last but not least, this is the lippie that I have on, and I've kind of been debating if I wanted to shoot this part of the video with the lippie on because it is kind of bright and it goes on really nicely, and then it kind of turns a bit ashy on me, and then like now it's kind of looking okay, but I feel like it has a white base, which is a problem for someone with dark skin because then it looks a bit too crazy and like stand outish, because in the bottle I feel like the shade looks a lot darker than it actually translates on the skin. So I thought I'd wear it in this check-in just so you can actually see what it looks like, the exact payoff that you would be getting in case you want to pick one up. But I feel like I'm kind of torn between like wanting to go for like a nude neutral lip with this dramatic eye versus wanting to go like color on color on color, which is a thing that I absolutely love, and like just going for that, you know. So yeah, I decided to like stick with it. But yeah, I'm gonna end this check-in here and I will see you in like 12, hopefully. Fingers crossed I can actually get to 12 hours because I don't really want to stay awake till 4 a.m. but I did start this video late, so hopefully I can, fingers crossed. And yeah, we'll see how well everything holds up. So it is now 4:20 a.m., which is close enough to 4:30 that I'm gonna call it 12 hours. And yeah, so far so good. I have looked up close in the mirror and the foundation itself is holding up pretty well. This isn't the greasiest I've gotten using foundations, especially the Black Opal one. So this foundation is getting a win from me. The color, again, you can see from my shoulders, like it doesn't match my body really well. So if you are my shade, definitely go a shade down because this is the darkest shade in the range. And since the foundation is the only thing I care about in this entire video, it's the only thing I'm really going to be talking about in this check-in, because the lipstick obviously has smudged a bit, but it wasn't really a priority for me. I feel like it's faded a lot, so this isn't necessarily the best liquid lipstick formula, but if you are looking for like a fun color, this could be the one for you. So I'm just going to blot with my sponge. Also, I didn't mention that my nose area has obviously been messed up because I was wearing spectacles, but it hasn't been messed up as much as it usually is with foundation, so I feel like this shouldn't be too much of a hassle to like touch up during the day. But now I'm just blotting away. This shininess that you're seeing on my face has nothing to do with like any sweat or anything like that, and I've been pretty active, so it seems like it responds well to like a sweaty face, but like my natural oils are coming through and the foundation is getting a little bit greasy, so all the shine that you're seeing in my face is all oil versus like water like it was a couple of videos ago. But you can see that it does blot away pretty easily. So if you do have a sponge or something that you can take with you, this would be a really easy thing to do, especially because the foundation itself hasn't broken up on my skin. So as you can see, there are no smile lines, which is very, very impressive. So yeah, this should be a really good long-wear foundation. If you're willing to like keep an eye on it and like touch up during the day, this is something I would definitely recommend. The lipstick has gotten on my nose and on my chin, so it seems to transfer quite a bit after a while, so it's not necessarily something I'd say you need, but if you want a fun color, again, this is definitely something to look into. My brows, perfection. Look, still not smudging, but enough about that. So because I like glowy skin, I would just stop here. If you want to mattify it even more, you just like dip into powder and like go over your face with that and you'll be sorted. Like this I can continue for like another 8-12 hours probably before it starts breaking up. So I am pretty impressed with how well it's held up on my skin. Everything is still covered up. Like I mentioned with the concealer, I am seeing darkness underneath my eye area, so that's not a concealer that I would 100% recommend, because I have so many like under eye dryness and like darkness and whatever issues and lines and whatever, so I invested in a really good concealer. So this is my absolute 100%. Every single time I wear makeup, I go for this concealer. So yeah, I don't think the concealer is necessarily something you need, but this foundation, I'm actually really into it. So yeah, I'm just gonna end the check-in here. I'm not gonna fix my face anymore because it is 4:30 in the morning and I'm taking all of this off right now and going to bed. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe down below. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Let me know if you've tried this foundation, what shade you are, and what shade you'd recommend for me to try, because I swatched them and they were confusing, so I think I need to like go back to the drawing board. But yeah, let me know if you tried this. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought of this video, and I will see you in my next one.